Hey, I apologize, everybody. No more phone calls, but you understand why. President Trump is making time out. He just walked into the room. President Trump, welcome. So glad you're alive.
Well, Greg, it's great to be with you. And look, we call it survival. Okay, we call it survival, and I survived, A lot of people are saying, wow, we've never seen anybody survive like that. There used to be a show, I think, might still be on the air, but it was very big about 20 years ago, Survivor. Right, the first season, a gay guy named Richard won. And it was very big all over the place. And I watched Richard and I said, wow, I think I could do that. And as we see, I did it. And I did it on a level that really I don't think it's ever been done in terms of not dying. And it was incredible. Believe me.
Well, hey, Mr. President, I know you got a big speech. We'll let you rest your voice, okay?
Unity, so much unity.
There's going to be unity tonight,
so
right?
Much unity. We're
Unbelievable unity.
We're going to bring us together.
Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. Good luck with the speech. Jason Scoop just walked into the room. Jason, welcome back. He's live at the Yonkers Comedy Club tomorrow night, Saturday night, and Sunday. How are you, Jason?
I am great. I was listening in the green room. You just had on Mark Halperin.
Yeah.
I had to tell this story.
Please.
Back in November 2015, Trump has a book signing. He had a book at the time, Crippled America. Some of you in the audience might remember. It was a big book. It was outlining his agenda if he were to get in 2016, which he did. And I showed him, I don't know if you know this, I have my Trump tattoo, my Trump 2016 tattoo, which I showed Donald.
Wait a second.
Yes. Yeah, this is a real tattoo.
But you showed him that in 2015?
In November 2015. I got it that summer, like shortly after he announced. I was a day one. I was a big fan from early on. And I show it to him and he just lights up. Wow. He's like, this kid's got a tattoo. That's a big deal. He goes, I gotta win for this kid. I cannot let this guy down. He was like me and him in front of the cameras. He's holding up the book, pointing at the tattoo. He's like, yeah. He's like, look at this. And then Mark Halperin comes over. He had a show at the time called, I forget what it was called, but it was on Bloomberg with him and John Heilman. And he's like, so you're a comedian. So you want to do some jokes for our cameras? And, I did, my Obama, who was in office at the time. I do a little George W. Bush. And he's like, can you do a Trump? I'm like, can I do a Trump? So I start doing my Trump, which, by the way, not as good as it was now. It's evolved. Yeah. It's gotten better, but it was still decent. And he goes, would you be willing to do that in front of him? I'm like, absolutely. And he filmed me and he put it on his show. And it aired on television that night. And that was one of the greatest experiences of my life. So thank you, Mark Halperin.
I saw that clip. It's so cool. And President Trump sees the impression. He's like, very good. Because he doesn't like all the impressionists.
Yes, that's right. I don't want to name drop anybody that might have done it in front of him. Maybe he didn't react as cool as he did with me. But, he seemed to really love it. And obviously, I was very touched. I mean, what an honor.
I'll name drop. It was Sean Farish, I think. Yeah.
Might have been.
He does a very good, I like him, but that did not go over well with
first
the
off,
boss.
he was doing it as himself. He was doing Trump's voice. And he's like, we're going to get you elected. And I'm like, no, you're supposed to be pretending to be him. So he was doing Trump's voice, but speaking as Sean. He's like, well, we're going to work hard to get you elected, and pointing at Trump. It's like, if you're doing Trump, you have to be in character as Trump. You understand?
I totally do. Yeah. There was something, because Trump has he's got great judgment about these things. You know what I mean? Like, and he'd be like, no, that didn't work because of A, B, and C.
Right.
He knows what you know.
Precisely.
All right. So this is going to be great. I'm proud of you, man.
Thank you.
We've, we're watching you succeed, and it's an amazing thing. And by the way, he's getting on and off private jets all the time, going to Nicaragua. Can you do you want to explain Nicaragua?
Sure. Well, I work with this influencer from time to time. This guy, Steve, will do it. Steve knows Trump. Trump is very fond of him. They have a good relationship. Trump had gone on his podcast. I think they interviewed him on Air Force One back in 2020. And, Steve he's a wild guy. He's a rambunctious guy. He's just a party animal. He's got millions of fans all around the country. He's very loved, especially by, teens and early 20s. And, Steve is a gambler, and he, sometimes he goes out there because he promotes, Roobet, which is an online thing. And he hires me to be Trump with him while he live streams. And when Trump got shot, we were live streaming in Nicaragua. So I'm sitting there in character, and we have the comments that show up because it's alive.
Yeah.
And people are like, shots fired at Trump's rally. And we're thinking, okay, it's the internet. People say stuff all the time, but we're like, what the heck is this?
Yeah.
So then the other guy in the room, he Googles it, and we see that it's real. And at first, I didn't see the blood on his face. I thought it missed him. They covered him, but then I saw the blood on his face, and then we were all kind of like just completely shell-shocked. like, you know, we're supposed to be working here, but we're we were, it was like an outer body experience.
Totally amazing. Well, dude, you're bringing a lot of happiness to a lot of people, and you're bringing a lot of truth to a lot of people. Jason Scoop, YonkersComedyClub.com. Check him out this weekend.